hello, and good morning wherever you are. Where I am, it is in the wee hours of the night here, where we are broadcasting live on this particular channel. I know it's been a while since we all got hooked up to the politics that is happening back in our country, Kenya, and I know we have got a lot to share, a lot in common, and many of us are wondering where our politics is going. It's becoming interesting by the day. The story of goons in the politics is still at the center stage of everything that is happening in Kenyan politics. Both camps, both the opposition, have organized goons, and on the other side of government, they're also using state machinery and goons to disrupt each other's function. I think this is a resume. This is just an experimental of what we will have in 2027. Let me know what you think about what is happening in our politics on the comment section. Guys who are joining us for the first time, this is Afric 24. And I am one and only Mzalendo. And here we break it the way it is without any bias to any political side. We look at it intensively and look at the numbers too. We crank the numbers. But your opinion matters. If you want to join me on the comment section, if you want to give me a call me on WhatsApp. The number is +1 540 940 1197. And I said, call me on WhatsApp so that we can crunch the numbers and discuss the politics of our country, Kenya. You know, the country comes first. Kenya comes first before your political leader, before that leader that you want to die for, that leader that has given you some money to go and fight your fellow Kenyan. Remember, the country comes first. We need a country with a stable economy. We need a country with security. All this. I said one thing, and today, as I was having one-on-one discussion with one of my very good friends from South Africa, and we like vibing, talking about World Cup, talking about the politics in South Africa, and talking about, hey, what is happening, why countries are hating on South Africa. I mean, some things that you are doing locally or internationally, you think that people are not noticing. People watch, people notice what you are doing, and people might not have a platform to react to anything that you're doing. But you've seen the reaction of Africa on South Africa on the world stage. That is a protest. That is a silent protest that has been going on, and it is up to leaders to act and address the particular concern of Africa. Remember, Africa is one people, one nation, one language, one community called the African people. So let us be in solidarity with one another and love each other. There are no boundaries in Africa. There are no boundaries in Africa. Gaddafi envisioned this, Kwame Nkrumah envisioned this, Nyerere envisioned all this. Borderless Africa, and even our one and only Raila Amolo Odinga had this Pan-African vision. So whatever is happening in for South Africa as they play for in the World Cup, they deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve it in a big way. It is a protest, and that is the only way we can protest. Now back to Kenya and back to the politics. Edwin Sifuna. I said that is my topic for today. Edwin Sifuna, can he win the votes from his community? and of course, the rising population of the Gen Zs. I have said before that the 2027 elections, the biggest factor in that will determine who wins the election is the guy who will have the best tribal alliance, and of course the new emerging Gen Z movement. So Sifuna's question: where will his votes come from? That is a question that many people are asking. Where will Sifuna votes come from? So tonight we are going to look at where Sifuna's votes are going to come from, and what are the possibilities and the chances of Linda Mwananchi staying intact. We have seen a lot of happenings in the camp. They found I'll get back I'll get back to Caleb Amisi later in the program. I'm waiting for my co-host for this tonight and a guest, and that is Mburu. Mburu is one of the guys who's been here for a while, and will help me understand what he thinks about the Kenyan politics. I know you've missed our analysis, you've missed what we talk about in our politics because it comes raw, unedited. We are not going to edit any part of these stories. We are not like other channels that give you edited materials. Yetu ni tunaipiga hivyo hivyo vile iko, and you get it the way it is. And tonight we move just beyond the hype in politics. Zile mahype, zile marali, unaona. There was a rally in Kakamega. You saw Babu Owino trying to, no, that was in Thika. So Linda Mwananchi has made some moves and daring moves. They have gone to the strongholds of the ruling party, or the ruling or the Linda Ground movement that is affiliated to William Ruto now politically, and they are making inroads. The other time they were denied entry in Kisumu, the leaders were just something that let us see what will happen. The entourage entered Kisumu, they did a very massive rally and they walked out. Today they were in Kakamega making a statement, and in Thika making a statement that this coalition indeed is there to stay. So you viewers back at home, I don't know what you think about what is happening in the political scene. Give me a shout, nipigie kasimu tusikie. Unasemaje? Kama una data pia piga simu, nitakutumia data ili tuweze kuzungumza na tuone ni ya kuwa ni nini inaendelea. Naweza salimia pale ndugu yangu Ben, namuona pale anachungulia. Najua yuko pale kazini. Asante sana Ben for tuning in. Hey Mburu, thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope umeshameza hiyo ugali ama ni traffic ama ni dinner, so that you can come and join us in this wonderful discussion. Now, if Edwin Sifuna was to run for president, where exactly do you think his votes will come from? Because one, in Kenya, it is not just politics or popularity. Victories are not the same everywhere. If you saw Raila succeeding in mobilizing his crowd, but eventually not winning any elections during his time. Others were stolen, but others he was beaten, hands down. We have seen such popular movements before, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, how his elections were thwarted. So these elections mean a lot. And these elections, there are so many influences that the outcome of the elections in Kenya. I have lived out here and I can tell you, there are people, and I keep on telling you, there are people beyond the presidency who decide who becomes who. Those people are invisible. You don't see them, but they call the shots. They decide. If they have decided in 2027 that Ruto anaenda nyumbani, ninakwambia they will use every means possible to see that the government is not re-elected. One, because probably they are off the rails in their agenda, off the rails of people who lobby in government. Hata Kenya kuna malobbyist. We don't see them. They lobby for business, they lobby for interests, and those interests have to be taken care of. So we were asking a question: where will Sifuna's vote come from? You know, as a presidential candidate, there is the numbers, and there is the geography of where you come from, and there is also the coalition building. You build coalition with other communities. So let's begin with the obvious. Sifuna's first base is basically Nairobi. Is the Nairobi senator. If you didn't know, he has a cultivated, strong following among the urbanites and among the youths generally, professionals, university students, and largely the Gen Z population living in urban centers. Those are his voting blocks. But one thing we have to know is that before the emergence of Gen Zs, there was the ODM party that Sifuna was running with in Nairobi. So that factor also must be considered, that at one point, Sifuna's popularity was because of his association with Baba and not Sifuna as the candidate. So whoever Baba had lifted up in these tribal units or tribal based politics or and coalitions, that is the person that the people are going to vote for. And he got quite a chunk of votes, more than even the president. So we are looking at this guy in 3D at the moment. We are looking at the Sifuna who was assisted by Baba to get some numbers. And we are looking at Sifuna, the individual who is charismatic and was able to tap into the votes and to a population that had not voted before. And we saw that in his numbers. Not the women rep in Nairobi got those the number of votes that Sifuna got, and not the president himself got the number of votes that Sifuna got. Not his candidate got the number of votes that he got in these urban centers. So that tells you a lot of the candidate's persona. He is a people's candidate. He has the charisma, he has the language, so he can easily transverse in Nairobi politics and win in whatever capacity. Whether he decides to join a, any other political movement, Sifuna can easily win an elections in Nairobi. As I said earlier on, I'll be joined by one of our favorite guests here, and his name is Mburu. Mburu, I have seen you sneak in. Just prepare yourself so that we test your mic and make sure that you are audible for our audience to actually know that you are around. We have missed you for a while. So, karibu sana Mburu. Some of us have even forgotten your first Christian name. You'll have to introduce yourself first to your audience. People have missed your analysis. So, Muru, we need to see your face. Karibu sana.
I'll be joining shortly. I want
Are
to
you
settle
still
down.
there with me? I can't hear you.
Uh,
Muru, Muru, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, Mzarendo.
Ah, good. I can hear you loud and clear, my brother.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Give me some few minutes. I settle down.
Yeah,
Then I'll be joining you.
yes, I'm giving you those few minutes. We are waiting
Yeah,
for you. This topic is very, very hot and we need you here. Mm.
I'll join.
All right. Thank you, Sana Mburu, and we are waiting for you. Viewers, as I've been talking to you about Edwin Sifuna, his political base being Nairobi, and the kind of influence that Sifuna brings in the political discussion. So I feel strongly that Edwin Sifuna will be a very, very significant force come 2027 general election. So we can't rule him out. The coalitions that the coalitions that is forming up with these young people is really interesting. Meaning the 2027 election definitely is dictated by this young generation. And as we continue to crank the numbers, I told you that by the time we'll be going to elections in 2027, it is estimated that the Gen Z populations will be around 10 million. 10 million Kenyans will be among the Gen Zs that will be participating for the first time in the general elections in Kenya. Hey, Mburu, karibu sana to Afrique 24. And long time, I've not seen you. I've
How are
not
you,
seen you.
Mzarendo?
You still look the same. What has really changed in you? I think
Nothing.
you look beaten. Yeah.
I repeated.
Hmm?
I just came from work some few hours ago, like two
Mhm.
hours ago.
Yes.
That's why I look a little bit exhausted.
I Yeah, you look a bit exhausted, but anyway, you are building the nation.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice to see you after a very long time. After a very
Thank
long
you.
time,
Thank you,
you you
Mzarendo. And,
you have avoided these highways for quite some time now.
yes, I have been avoiding politics so
Mm.
much, but
Why so? I mean, our viewers. I mean, people have been asking me, "Hey, what happened to Mburu?" I'm telling you,
yeah,
the guy will be
sometimes,
back. Will be back. Maybe
sometimes
politics
it's
sometimes
good
is
to,
confusing.
yeah,
Mm,
sometimes it's good to listen and watch and
mm,
see just what is happening.
mm-hmm,
But anyway, I've been fine and Mr. Freak 24.
mm-hmm.
And I'll be trying every time I get a chance so
Yeah,
that I can come and we have a debate.
I know you have a very organic following on your Facebook page. We need them also to follow us. You
Yes,
give them the link so that they can also participate. And yeah, the other side, what we think about our country. And Muru, we have been in this game for a while since
I know.
20. I think I started knowing you in 2020, 2021 or 2020. I
Yes.
can't even tell when. So, and I remember we were the
Yes,
only people
when
who
I
was.
when I said Ruto will be our next president.
Yeah, I remember we were the only people who were supporting Ruto then. Then we saw
Oh my
something
God.
good that was going to come from William Ruto. Then that is so many years
Is it is it
before people
is it
hijacked
my
him.
is it my, is it
What
my internet which is misbehaving or is yours?
what is happening? Do you have a buffer or what? No, you
Sometimes I
allow
see that. Anyway,
you allow you're
okay.
loud and clear. I don't see any problem. So I mean, it's been a while,
Okay, that's
and
fine.
let us catch up with what is happening in the political scene. First of all, karibu sana once again to Afrique 24. This is the one show
Asante.
that is unedited. It is live. Sisi hatukudanganyi. If you want to call, you call, but we want you to be civil when you make a call in this particular channel. We want you to put your country first. If you have your candidate, usikuwe na matusi when you come to Afrique 24. We try to be very, very civil, respect each other. Your opinion will be heard, it will not be edited. So, upper the content is raw. The way we think, the way we feel, that is our opinion and not the opinion of Afrique management. So, welcome, Mburu. Now,
Asante.
there is an emergence of Gunism in our politics, and I saw it just yesterday in Babu Owino's rally in Thika. Then there was another incident in Kakamega where goons are sent to disrupt political rallies, and the police are watching. The other time there was a church function where they were, I think it was at All Saints or of Mangamano or somewhere, where they were analyzing the budget, and goons stormed there and tried to disrupt the analysis of the budget by, of course, the civil society and a group of people who are trying to look at what is in really in the budget, because this is important for each and every particular Kenyan. But let us go to Gunism. Why is it that the government is so reluctant to curb goons in our politics?
So, Zarendo, um, let me put it this way. When you see people resulting into violence,
Yeah.
instead of persuading the public into supporting them, it is because already they know that they have lost it. We call it the kick of the dying horse. Now that they feel the opposition figures are becoming very popular, they are looking for a way in which they will make sure that they will be afraid not to hold these rallies because they feel threatened. They
Mm.
feel afraid that these people are becoming so popular.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you expect the government, which is sponsoring this goonism, to be the one to arrest the goons or to be the one to ensure that law and order is followed? I can say without fear of contradiction that it seems the government of William Ruto has lost it. That is why they are resulting into this violence. It is expected that other people should be the ones to sponsor goons, but now it is the government which is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it is very unfortunate for our nation, and it is unexpected, it is uncalled for, because if they are not the ones, who is supposed to take charge, Mzalendo? Who is
Mm.
supposed to take action? Is it all the police? But this is happening when the police, we sometimes we even see the police and goons on the same side. People with the sticks, people with rungus, people with the stones, they're on the same side with the police working together. What does that tell you? That we made a serious mistake,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
we voted for someone who is selfish, who is only thinking about leadership, but is not thinking about the country, the tomorrow nation, the generations to come, the precedents that we are setting for the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is least expected that the government can be the one to sponsor goods. For instance, nobody, Mzarendo, in opposition would go fighting Babu Owino.
Mm-hmm.
When you see that they don't allow Babu Owino to address the people, it is because they feel this young man might become so popular and they feel threatened by him. So, in democracy, is where you allow people to speak their mind. In fact, if tomorrow you want to become a president, the current government has an obligation to protect you and the people who come to listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
But what is happening? It is the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the demonstrators are not supposed to be tear gassed. The police are supposed to go to ensure that those demonstrators, when they are picketing and when they are demonstrating, if at all they follow the constitution, they are supposed to protect them from any external harm. But what happens? From the time they are coming from their stations, they know we are going to have a confrontation with the Wananchi. It's unfortunate that
Mm-hmm.
we have people in leadership who don't understand how it's supposed to operate. Muzarendo, I would like, if you become the president tomorrow, allow people to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Allow everybody. You know, we are in the 21st century where brain and smart mind should, you know, we should be having competition on strategies and plans,
Mm-hmm.
not competition on who is abusing the other more, who is carrying more stones, who is able to disorganize other people's meetings. What kind of a country can be built like that? Then tomorrow, when you hear children are burning schools, we blame them. They have gotten these precedents from our leaders. If the leaders are goons, even our children will behave the same.
I
We don't have
agree.
leaders.
I agree with you entirely, and the sad reality, and you guys who are watching, you goons who are watching at home, or who are now nursing some injuries after being beaten in a political rally. Remember, the politician drove home. Is probably has had a very nice breakfast in a five-star hotel, and you are nursing your injuries with your family there, probably with nothing in the pocket. Yeah. So this.
Narendo,
Hmm?
before you proceed, because this has come in mind. I don't know
Mm.
what came in your mind when you heard the president say, don't shoot to kill, but shoot the leg so that they can go to the hospital as they go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
You
it
see,
defeats, you know.
that is, first of all, it's an unlawful order coming from the head of state. It's a very unlawful. You don't shoot people because they are picketing and demonstrating, which is provided in the constitution. They are within the premises of the law, that they are following the law to the letter when people are picketing peacefully, without interfering with anybody. Now, the sad reality is that who is financing this
You
goons?
know, before we go to who is financing, because we know such things cannot happen in a nation where we have the government, a
Mm,
form of government in that matter.
mm,
Such things should not be happening, whether to those in government or to
mm,
the opposition figures.
mhm,
You know, if someone is breaking the law is supposed to take its course. Who is the enforcer of the law? Is the government. So failure to take action means they know who is doing it. And whoever is doing it has the blessing from them.
and they are rewarded.
And they want it.
Goods are rewarded in Kenya, man. They are rewarded. I'm telling you.
Because you cannot tell me that I'm in government and I have, and all the structures of the government are working, and somebody can go to stone other Kenyans and just go scot free. Is that the kind of government that we want? And here I'm not talking because I hate the government. I want to remind Kenyans that nobody campaigned for the government of William Ruto more
Not
than
nobody,
myself.
me and you, hey, we campaigned for this government. Remember, we were on debate shows everywhere.
And,
You
and
know,
not
Big
just
Bash.
campaigning. I was abused because of how I was fighting for this man. I was
Uh,
called all manner of names. I persisted. We mobilized people in America
okay,
to
okay,
pay,
Mburu.
to pay the agents for this
Yes.
government. So
Can you
when I
imagine?
criticize,
Uh, Yes.
when I criticize,
Mm.
then I have the moral authority to do it.
You are like Cosmo Ochoi. It's called Cosmo Ochoi or Cosmo Ochoi. Cosmo Ochoi, the guy who was campaigning for William Ruto, only not to be rewarded, and the guy really got mad that he was not rewarded with a position in government.
Myself, you
Mm.
see, for me, I wasn't expecting anything. The reason I
Most,
was doing what I was doing, my expectation was good governance
mm-hmm.
because I believed one, William Ruto is as smart as he was presenting himself. He presented himself as a man with the solutions for the problems that were ailing the nation of Kenya.
Now, Mburu, just hang your thought there, just for a minute. We are going back to what you just said. Now, this guy, the way you looked at William Ruto is the same way we all looked at William Ruto as somebody who was going to provide the solution. Do you think that William Ruto has gone off the rails completely, or he has implemented some of the things that no any other president has done in the period that he has been there? And I want that
Let me say this. Let me say
honest
this.
conversation. Yeah.
William Ruto has not lost it entirely,
Hmm.
but there are things when you do them, they make people not to see even what the right things you are doing.
Mm.
Because the most sacred obligation of a president or a government, number one, is to protect lives.
Mm.
The favor that William Ruto had before becoming the president, it disappeared after the crashing of Gen Zs and killing many of them. No matter what he will do, people will never appreciate his work. Why? Because life is sacred. Mzalendo wanna tell you that the
Mm.
blood of human being is not
Mm.
like a goat. It's not like blood of goat or cow. No. The fact that instead of holding his anger, instead of thinking of a strategy of calming these young people down, he decided to crush them and kill them. It shows how heartless, inhuman that he is. Yet he did that when he was newly elected as the president. What will happen of us when he gets the second term? This is the first term, and he
Hmm.
knows that he needs votes again. What about when he knows I don't need anything from them? What will he do? So Mzarendo, it doesn't matter, especially for me. I parted ways with him when I saw how the young people were killed by his government, both before the people and before God. William Ruto has a question to answer. That blood, I'm also a Christian, and I tell people this: when you shed blood, even if you hide, that blood will hunt you down, and if you're not careful, it will go down with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
biblically. You know,
And that-
When
mm,
Cain, when Cain killed Abel, he
mm.
thought nobody saw him.
Yes.
But the Bible says God came from heaven and asked him, "Where is your brother?" Today, God is asking William Ruto, "Where are my children?" The law might not punish anyone, but God will fight for those children. For those parents who wake up in the morning and they cry because their children were killed by the government that they voted for. So he lost it when he killed those young people. Muzarendo, you remember I was not supporting the Gen Zs. You remember I was not, and I have never supported because, yes, they were going overboard. But whatever they had done,
Mm-hmm. I think we are losing Mburu. Mburu, your network, you are hanging. Mburu has a point there. He has a point.
sorry about it.
Yeah, yeah. I think you had a phone call that was coming in or something. Now you have a very strong
No, I think
point.
it's,
You have a very strong
it's
point,
the internet which is misbehaving.
You have a very strong point, Mr. Mburu. But supporters of William Ruto are also rebattling and saying, "Oh, okay, this is happening. This has been going on. This is the new. This is normal. Uhuru did it. Moi did it. Kibaki even did it. So why are people so fixated?
Let me tell you.
Have you
Let
have
me
you
tell
no?
you.
Have you had that kind of argument?
Let me tell you, Mzarendo.
No. First of all, have
Um,
you have you had that argument?
I have had that argument that the
Yeah.
government must kill people. But you see, there is what we call the motive, and not just the motive, there is also the magnitude, because the police can act on their own. Maybe the police are threatened by the demonstrators, they are being stoned, they are being cornered, and
Yes.
sometimes they shoot under those circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So, what has been happening in other governments is circumstantial, because of killing, because of the circumstances that the police find themselves during the crashes or demonstration. It is not planned killing.
Mm-hmm.
Mzarendo, you saw bodies being retrieved from the river, chopped into pieces, put into gunia, and up to date, we have never been told who are those.
Shakaola.
And
I remember, Shakaola massacre. Do you know at
now,
those Shakaola? Can you imagine Shakaola and nobody
the
is even
thing
mad. Nobody is even mad about it.
let me tell you, you see, at least Shakahora, they were saying it was something about faith and religion. But now imagine a situation whereby those who are supposed to protect you, they kill you, and nobody can question. And if
No,
you question why, you become a bad person.
you
So this
see.
is what I'm saying. This is what I'm
Mm,
saying, Zarendo.
mm,
We have to be genuine and weigh. What happened to the Gen Zs? It was something that those who were doing it had the blessings of the leaders. It is not just police acting on their own because things are running out of hand.
mm-hmm.
Apart from that, let us go to other things that are making this government lose it. William Ruto likes promises. He likes promising. Even today, if he starts somewhere, he will say within this time. He even gives the time frame.
Is he over promising or is it?
This is not just being overambitious.
uh,
Um, I think he thinks Kenyans, I will promise them just to excite them, then they'll forget. Then he'll promise again and again. So
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is trying to call me. So those promises that he made,
Mm-hmm.
people are asking. Some of them he said within 100 days, I will do ABCD.
Mm-hmm.
After this, I have put it on my Facebook. A
Mm-hmm.
clip where somebody analyzed the things he said he would do after 6 months. After 6 months, I will do this. After 6 months, I will do this. He even told the people, you will no longer be using your data. You will not be using money to call because the government will provide Wi-Fi.
Oh, free Wi-Fi will be everywhere.
And I
I,
mean, I I mean,
I think
the
Ruto
people
just about he was just so ambitious.
not even
I,
being of ambitious. He just wanted to make sure that he becomes the president.
no,
Okay, you became the president.
mm,
Now it is time to deliver. Was he supposed to continue promising when he is already the president or to deliver what he promised? This
you
is
see,
what I say.
Mburu, you see the problem with a president like Ruto. He has been in government for a very long time. He knows how the government operates, and he has understood the Kenya electoral system, the voters, how they think, and he has learned the art of persuasion. He is, remember, he is very, very charismatic. That when you talk to him, even Gachagua told you guys that this is somebody, when you talk to him, he will convince you within a few minutes. You would believe whatever he is saying. So he has the charisma, and he thought, or he has known that he can get away with each and every promise that is making. So, but there are people who are like Mburu, who will look into the promises that William Ruto has made, but they are Kenyan electoral, Kenyan voters. I don't know how to. I don't know. I don't have a proper word of the Kenyan voter, how he thinks, because this guy is somebody who can be manipulated at with words, with
You
words.
know, Brando, we normally say mjinga akierevuka,
Mm.
mwerevu huwa mashakani.
So nani ndio mjinga
Kenya-
hapa?
Kenyans,
Mm.
before voting for Ruto, we were fools
Hmm.
because we would believe leaders of promises. You know, the difference between Ruto and Uhuru, Uhuru was not a man of promises. Actually, he allowed Ruto to promise on his behalf.
That guy, a few times he was the president. Most of the time si alikuwa ako kajoi, yani yuko
So, he allowed Ruto. He allowed Ruto to make promises, and
yeah.
he refrained totally from promising people because a promise unfulfilled, it becomes what Mzarendo.
It becomes a debt.
It becomes a debt or a lie. You
Mm.
lied. You told me that you're gonna pay my money within 1 month. Now it is 1 year. You have not paid my money. Mzarendo, you are not just a liar, you are a thief. So Kenyans are saying, you promised that the Mama Boga is going to form the next government, and I will take care of Mama Boga in my policies and everything to ensure that I empower you. The Mama Boga of today is more oppressed than the Mama Boga of before Ruto became the president.
You
Today,
see,
if your
you,
wife gets pregnant, if your wife, you are there, a poor man who is earning 10,000 or 20,000 in Kenya, you are just afraid that your wife does not become pregnant because the government will not support you. But we had Leader Mama.
mm,
People would be very comfortable. Even if a child comes, the government is taking care of it. We were promised free education from primary to secondary school. Mzalendo, it is there that from now, when we take power, when we become the government, you will not pay any money as tuition.
Let me ask you, Mburu and Ipat, a question that I don't know, if Gachagua was still the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, where will he be as vocal as he is right now against the system, or will he be supporting Ruto's lies? I wonder if he was still in government, what he would be doing right now.
You see, Barendo,
For somebody like Gachagua, yeah.
Gachagua was a bad man.
Because you know why I'm saying this? All these lies were said while he was there.
Listen to me. Gachagua was
And
a
he did
bad
nothing about it.
I knew that it would be very hard for Gachagua to deputize Ruto. Number one, it is because of personality.
Mm-hmm.
We have psychology, a personality we call agreeable, and another personality we call disagreeable. Now, this person, agreeable person, you tell him, I want to send you to this and this place. And this person will not ask you, why me? Agreeable person, they follow commands and orders. They jump. When they are already up, that is the time they're going to ask you up to where. But a disagreeable person is someone who thinks before doing it. So Gachagua could not just follow what Ruto is saying. Number two, Gachagua is so outspoken. That is why people call him truthful man.
Yes.
Someone whom you cannot deal with, because he will tell the people, we were with Mzalendo and he told me we steal.
Tuliba tukiwa na yeye. Yeye ndiye aliniambia niibe. In fact, yeye ndiye alichukua milioni 2 na akanipatia 1.
So, before we proceed to see how things would be to date, we need to ask ourselves, why was Gachagua impeached? It is because of disagreeing with the things that his own government was doing. He told Ruto, hapana, hawezi wa watoto wetu. And he went out in public saying that this government is doing a mistake.
I think they had already fallen out before even the emergence of Gen Zs.
You see, apart from Gen Z and all that, he was saying we had a manifesto and you had regional agreements. Mr. President, you must fulfill them. They called him Mukabira. But yes, we can continue to say Gachagua Mukabira. Yeah, it is a good song. It sounds good. But who is hypocritical here? William Ruto went in regions. Those regions are represented by tribes and make agreements with the leaders of those tribes that support me. I become the president. And when I become the president, this region will get this share. So when you become the president and you want to change what you agreed and signed as a leader, I have an obligation to tell you, Mr. President, here is our manifesto, and this is the agreement we had before I supported you, that these are the projects that you are going to bring to my region. I don't see that happening. So when Gachagua questioned that, he was called Mukabira. But the president is so hypocritical because he don't want to fulfill the agreements that he made people to support him. So when you see Gachagua or Wetangula or Musalia Mudavadi or whoever you see in government They are not there on their behalf. They are there on behalf of the people who follow them. And if they don't act according to the will of the people, then people will stop supporting them. What happened? They said, okay, this Mkabila, we're going to kick him out. And within 2 weeks, he'll be forgotten. Mzalendo, we were here. We were even in Mutembei TV. I see the greatest mistake, the greatest brother that William Ruto will make is to impeach Gachagua. They went ahead. They impeached him. They belittled him. They said, atasahawika within 2 weeks, within 1 month, Wakenya watamsahau. Today, William Ruto has created a monster for himself. Ona venye amekonda.
William Ruto anakuambia anaendaga gym bana. President anaenda gym. Anaenda gym. President anaenda gym. Gym unabadilisha diet.
Let me tell you, Mzalendo. Let me tell you. And here I'm talking as a professional. William Ruto is going through great level of stress. And this stress started for the time he kicked Gachagua out. He waited for Gachagua to be forgotten. Na jamaa badala ya kusahaulika anaendelea kujijenga. Na huyu jamaa sio kujijenga tu, akona hasira sana na yule alimtoa kwa kiti.
Wacha nikuulize Mburu. Gachagua, unajua mimi kitu nilikuwa nashangaa a few months ago. Nilikuwa nasema Gachagua is confusing his supporters kwa sababu yeye haendi kusimama urais. Ana confuse supporters wake. Sasa kuna watu, listen.
Watu wanasema hivi. Hata asiposimama kwenye atasema tuende ndiko tunaenda. Kwa sababu gani? Let me tell you something.
Kwa hivyo Gachagua amekuwa ni kama Raila huko Nyanza.
Let me tell you something about the people, the Central Kenya people. They may not shout. They may not be loud. They may not throw stones. But they hate betrayal. Betrayal. You betray the people.
I have mixed feelings about Central people because there are people like the Chungwas are still working. Listen, the Chungwas are still working with William Ruto.
Okay.
William Ruto won elections in Central.
Let me tell you,
I was with panelists here who told me there is no way that William Ruto's political party UDA can win in Central. And he won.
Let me tell you.
Gachagua in Central.
He won where?
That constituency where this former speaker, the former attorney general comes from.
Which region was that?
It was one of the Gema regions. Embu, I think it was in Embu, either Embu or Meru.
Those are the Kidikis. And do you know how much they spent to win one seat?
It doesn't matter. A win is a win.
Listen to me. Listen to me. In the Kikuyu community, we have Embu, we have Meru, we have the Tharaka, we have the Kikuyus. There are several. You see?
Yeah.
But can I tell you something?
What about these people from Muranga? Who are they? Are they Kikuyus?
The Nyeri, the Muranga, the Kiambu. Those are typical Kikuyus.
And Embu?
Embus, we don't speak the same, but we understand, we share some words.
So are you closer to Marians or are you closer to the Kikuyu community?
Embu are more closer to Kikuyus than the Meru, but in terms of talking, but the Gema, Kikuyu,
politically,
Meru, politically,
they are one.
We have always been one. But now
You
the
have
tricky,
always been one.
listen.
Yes.
Now the tricky part here is Kidiki is a Meru. Do you expect that Meru, all of them, will not support Kidiki? One of them, one of their own.
No, listen how William Ruto has played with your psychology. And listen very, very carefully. You have said one thing that is so important, that the gamer community are one, and you have voted the same way all
We've always
along.
voted as a block.
You have voted as a block. Now,
Yes.
in the political arena, the ping pong game that I keep on talking about between the Kikuyus and the Kalenjin, William Ruto has brought in Kindiki, who is not viewed as a Kikuyu, but listen, belongs to the Gema blocking vote.
Now, that is
Now,
what he did.
this is a question that William Ruto will ask you in 2027
Yes.
if he wins. He will ask this Kikuyu community. Listen, you still have. I have not sacked anybody from government. The only person who left is Gashagwa, and you are still my number two. And when I leave, you will still be in power. What are you talking about?
Let me tell you, Mzarendo, that is not how it goes in Mount Kenya.
I
In Mount Kenya,
this is a new scenario. You've never been there
it
before.
is not a new scenario.
No,
Let
tell
me
me which
tell you.
scenario. No, tell
I
me
come,
a scenario. Tell me a
I come
scenario
from that
where we
region.
had a Marian as a deputy president in
I come
Kenya.
from that region. I come from that region.
Yes.
You saw how much Wamudende struggled to capture that seat
Yeah,
in
Wamudene.
the Kidikis region.
Yes, I was with Joseph
The
here from
government,
Qatar. Listen, I was with Joseph here from Qatar telling me, I don't know how the Kikuyu people are. The same thing you're saying. I kept on telling him, I have seen the politics of
Zarema
Kikuyu.
was saying this, the
Mm,
government and all their money,
mm.
they still stole the votes, such that they had even to go to the court to contest what happened. Now, this is the tricky part of it. Do you know who is Gashagwa?
I know who Gashagwa is. Gashagwa was a former.
Gashagwa, this Gashagwa you are talking about is also a male. Because when your mother is a male, are you not a male?
But you see, Gashagwa does not. Gashagwa, this is the difference. Gashagwa cannot be president in Kenya. He can only be a kingpin.
Let me tell you, in politics,
That is what complicates his life completely. He can only decide who.
The point which you are not getting here is people have said one thing, and we have to agree that Gashagwa is our leader. Whether he is in the ballot or not, we shall follow his word. And also, it is good to know that in Mount Kenya, from the time immemorial, they don't support two people. They support only one person as a leader. We can have many of them, but they follow one. Remember, we had Uhuru Kenyatta and Kibaki in the ballot, both of them. Uhuru even had more money than Kibaki. Uhuru, even in his own region, Katodo, Kibaki won. That tells you how we vote as a bloc, no matter the distractions, no matter the strategies. Number two, Kidiki is a good, he is what I would call a gentleman, and he cannot match the campaign vigor of Gashagwa. He is not even anywhere near. Wakati kampeni zitatangazwa hivi, mutatafuta jina ya Kidiki, haitapatikana. And I'm telling you, na kuambia ukweli, ile kitu najua kuhusu this Gashagwa. When it comes to campaigning, he is brutal. And now he's not just going to be brutal, he is also bitter.
He's a wounded lion. Anaenda
Ulikuwa kwa kipi tunaanguka na wewe. Na huyu jamaa atashuka. Ruto asipochunga huyu wanaitaka mjinga huyu.
Unaona ile hesabu watu wa Central wamepigiwa ile hesabu hata uoni kabisa, is that Ruto might not get the percentage votes that Gachagua will get in Central, but he only needs 40% of the votes in Central Kenya.
Ruto
That is what you don't.
Listen, Zaredo. Ruto hajapoteza favor kwa watu wa Central peke yao. Ukienda kwa mkutano wa huko Nyanza uangalie Sifuna mikutano yake anabeba kubeba.
Umerudi kwa topic sasa. Sifuna, this is sasa unajua hii Gachagua and Ruto is a topic that we can discuss the whole day.
Ukienda kule kwa kina Matiang'i, Ruto ameshapoteza ground. Ukienda kule the western people,
sasa shida ni, unajua shida iko hapa ni moja, which I've seen. There's this guy called Caleb Amisi. I don't know whether you saw the videos going around. You might have been very busy or uliona. Caleb Amisi is the founder of Linda Mwananchi. So Caleb Amisi has his own political party, and he feels that Linda Mwananchi ya kina Sifuna are going off the rails for one reason, that he does not want the idea of Linda Mwananchi forming forces with Gachagua, Kalonzo, and group. He wants Linda Mwananchi to stand alone and capitalize on.
So, what is Linda Mwananchi, Mzalendo? We start there. Tell me, is it a party? Is it a registered party? Is it a known party?
Or is Linda Mwananchi is not is a movement. Is a movement.
It's a movement.
Is a movement of like-minded leaders in the opposition and the Kenyans who are backing that particular movement as an alternative.
Now, I want to tell you this.
Yes.
The mathematics of winning an election, it is all about numbers. It doesn't matter about the feelings you have. What matters is how many people can believe in you. That Hamisi you are talking, you are calling him who?
Caleb Hamisi is the MP for...
Let me talk to him now. It doesn't matter, gentlemen, how you feel when it comes to politics. What matters is how many people believe in you and can follow you and can vote where you tell them to vote. That is what we call the tyranny of numbers. So saying that they don't want Linda Mwananchi to team up with other people, that is a strategy to fail. It doesn't matter when it comes to politics, Mzalendo, it doesn't matter whom you love or whom you hate. What matters?
You are looking at the bigger picture. You're looking at this is a common.
You go beyond the people you'd like to associate with, the people you hate, and now you think about the winning formula. And there are no two winning formulas. The winning formula is come together and go hunt that deer. When you catch it, decide on how you're going to share. Anything else?
Wewe utachukua kichwa, wewe utachukua
wewe chukua mkia.
Wewe utachukua mkia, unaona.
And Sifuna, being a politician, he is aware of that. That he cannot go anywhere alone.
But my problem is in Kenya today, I mean, every politician has a price tag. Unaweza wapeleka kwa soko, useme huyu bei yake ni so much na anunuliwe.
Na hiyo bei inalingana na ni watu wangapi wanakufuata.
Na hiyo bei inalingana na watu wangapi wanakufuata. Mimi ninakuhakikishia leo.
Na hiyo bei ndio ilifanya Raila Odinga akaishi akiwa bilionea Kenya, hata kama hakuwahi kuwa rais.
Ndio itafanya Gachagua pia aishi.
Ndio itafanya Gachagua aishi na aheshimike na apigwe sauti.
Na ndio nakwambia ule mtu wa kwanza wa kufuanza Ruto akishinda election in 2027 kuingia kwa serikali na kuform coalition ni Gachagua.
So sasa iko hivi. Kitu cha kwanza ningetaka kuambia Ruto, and I like it when there are some people, this Orekina is called who? Orekina something.
Joseph Olekina.
Anaitwa Joseph.
Anaitwa Joseph Olekina, huyu wa Masai, huyu senator.
He is the only truthful man in the government.
I don't think so. I lost trust in that guy. I don't trust him anymore.
But listen, he told the president the truth. Bwana President, sahau na Mount Kenya. How wamesha kuacha. And let me tell you, kupoteza watu zaidi ya milioni 4 ambao walikuchagua.
Hiyo ni kura mingi. We are looking at where is he going to replace that vote. So let us look at the numbers. Where is he going to replace that?
Hapo alifanya a great mistake. Na mimi nikakuja tu hapa Mzalendo. Utakumbuka we had this debate. Nikasema kama kuna makosa kubwa William Ruto atafanya ni kuunderestimate Gachagua wamtoe kwa kiti. Gachagua alipotoka hivi alitoka na nyoyo za watu wa Central. Uliona wakati kesi yake ilikuwa inaendelea, wale watu walikuwa kwa hiyo koti walikuwa wamejishika hivi, and the faces were sad. That is how people feel. They feel that William Ruto was trying to kill their leader politically. And number 2, he is a betrayer. Number 3, he does not mean well for that region. It doesn't matter the differences and how they differed and the mistakes of Gachagua. It is all about how do people feel. It is all about, do people feel that you were fair in what you did? It is all about, before impeaching him, what was the journey? Had you walked with this man? How many people believed in him? You know, now he has a very heavy task to perform, or even a miracle, to get even a million. Raila Odinga got 1.5 votes in Mount Kenya. William Ruto, the most he can get is 1 million votes. 1. Na hii na kwa ukweli, Mzalendo tutakuja hapa, tutarudi hapa na wewe na uangalia yale mambo yote huwa nawaambia hapa, mnaniambia yeye sioni. Huyu tunarudi hapa na kuuliza Mzalendo, we spoke about it. And do you know why I'm saying this? Because people are not only bitter about Gachagua, there are so many undoing. There are so many mistakes of William Ruto. Zenye watu wanasema huyu hatumtaki na hatumtaki kabisa. Because hata kabla Gachagua hajatolewa, watu walikuwa wameanza kuondokea hiyo serikali. Kwa sababu watu wanasema huyu ni muongo. Huyu ni mwizi.
Mimi nikiangalia hii kitu bana,
watu wakikustaki waseme Mzalendo, wewe ni muongo, wewe ni mwizi na wewe ni muuaji. Sijui ni jina ingine gani unaweza itwa.
Wewe unajua umerudi tena kwa mambo ya Ruto na nani. Na nataka tutoke hapo kidogo, nataka kuingia kwa Sifuna. Sifuna hapa inakaa hii mambo ya Sifuna haina nyama. It doesn't have any meat.
Unajua wewe uliacha Shak ukasema to discuss omena, lakini ni sawa.
Shak, unajua hiyo Shak sasa hii mambo yake ilishamalizwa. Hii sasa hii the government has dealt with the Shak. That was Gachagua. They politically going to vie for anything.
Na kabla utoke hapo Mzalendo, siasa za Kenya they are very interesting. Yule mtu mwenye anapigwa sana ndiye watu hupenda sana.
Yeah, you get that sympathy vote. It's called a sympathy vote.
Unaona, Ruto repeated the same mistake as his predecessor. I
No,
never expected
no, you see,
to make the same
you
mistake.
see the pain. This is where the difference between Gashagwa and probably Raila Odinga and William Ruto. Now, William Ruto consolidated his base in Rift Valley perfectly. Then he made sure that in Central alikuwa pia anaonekana kuwa amedhulumiwa na Uhuru Kenyatta. So he consolidated that base also.
By the way, you have reminded me something.
He consolidated that base
You
also.
see,
That is the uniqueness. So
I hear
Gashagwa,
people, I hear
Gashagwa was
people,
only. Mm.
I hear people, this impeachment was a blessing in disguise to Gashagwa.
For Gashagwa, it is a plus.
You see,
For William
Gachagua,
Ruto,
Gachagua was,
it's not.
Gachagua was struggling to show the people that I am your leader, but he had no grip. But now he have it. People
No,
had not believed in him as a leader. He had not entered in people's hearts. Today he is in the heart, in the intestine, and everywhere you can think,
no.
especially in the
No,
region.
it has given the Ichungwas and the people who are aligned to William Ruto some ammunitions against Gashagwa in Central. They will tell, hey, why are you supporting somebody who is not even going to be on the ballot?
Now,
That is a weapon that they already have.
it's a weapon, but let me tell you, we the people, because I'm one from that region, we the people of Mount Kenya, we are stubborn. We are very stubborn. We don't follow the leaders. We want the leaders to follow what we want as per that time. As per this time, the people of Central Kenya want every other leader to align himself or herself behind Gachagua. And we're
What?
gonna come here. We're gonna come here. I'm just telling you how it works and how it has been working. We're gonna come here and we revisit after 2027. Now, I want you to take you back before 2022. William Ruto was being mistreated.
We have lost Mburu. Tell these people who are calling you at this particular time
Sorry,
that we are discussing very important matters. Yeah.
my internet is misbehaving a little bit. So
Mm.
I wanted to take you back to jog your mind a little bit. That William Ruto was being mistreated.
I think the weather is so terrible where you are. We cannot get you anymore. Work on your internet and probably come back. Even as we wind up this particular edition, viewers. I mean, thank you guys who have been watching this particular channel on X. Karibu sana. If you have not taken time to like, subscribe our channel, please take time and follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and of course on our YouTube page. Give a like, give a comment, tell us the topics that you would want us to talk about, and if you liked this particular show this evening, I also want you to give me a shout. My number is out there, so give me a shout, give me a call. Let us discuss what is so important for our country. We've had Mburu, his perception, his perspective. This is how he looks at it. He feels that in Central, they are all going to rally behind Gashagwa, but I'm saying that the state has now given the people of Central and those who are aligned to the government of William Ruto a weapon to fight Gashagwa in 2027. So politically, he cannot vie in any particular seat in the Republic of Kenya as it stands. but he will be a formidable force come 2027 if the grand coalition opposition manage to consolidate and get a popular candidate, and they all rally behind this candidate, then we will see a new emergence in both houses, both in the Senate and in Parliament. I will not be surprised if DCP will be the minority leader in 2027 in government, or majority leader in 2027, the DCP candidate, or in the Senate, either houses. If Ruto emerges the winner, then I am telling you 100% sure that the opposition leader or the minority leader will come from DCP party. Yeah,
So,
that one is a fact.
Zango,
Mm.
thank you so much. I think my internet was is still misbehaving,
Mm.
and if it continues, I'm gonna go and get my laptop. We do it because I'm holding the phone, and maybe that's why.
Oh, that is,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I wanted
We
to
are
say
just about to wind up. Just continue.
I was saying something
Mm.
that William Ruto was being mistreated by the government, or people believed that he was being mistreated,
Yes.
and especially the people who supported Ruto government.
Mm.
And the majority of those who voted for Ruto government were people from Central Kenya. And they believed that William Ruto was a good man who was being betrayed
Mm-hmm.
by, by the government.
Mm.
And they stayed, come rain, come sunshine. We are not going to listen to Uhuru Kenyatta, whatever you tell us. Uhuru tried, even spoke in mother tongue. He even warned us. But people said, no, we cannot take betrayal lightly. Why are you betraying a man who voted and who rallied his people behind you? We are not going to let it happen. How much more will they revenge for Gachagua, whom they perceive and who is actually not even perceived, who is one of them? It is gonna be so brutal for Ruto by repeating the same mistake. That is how much the people of Central Kenya hate betrayal. Number two, you are talking of that Gachagua cannot contest.
Mm-hmm.
That ruling, the court shot itself. The High Court they shot themselves on the feet. You cannot, you cannot, you cannot pay for injustice. The only fair remedy was to overturn the injustice by lifting the impeachment, by saying that the rights of Gachagua were violated by the Senate, and therefore we are asking the Senate to pay 50 million. The court accepted that there was unfairness
There was an
and
irregularity.
irregularity in the process.
Mm.
So, what will the Court of Appeal do? The Court of Appeal cannot now come and say, no, the High Court made a mistake by finding that there was irregularity, that it was unfair. The only thing they can say is, let us see, because there was this unfairness, what is supposed to be done. It is for the player that Gachagua had requested the court. That prayer is likely to be granted. What was the prayer?
Mm-mm.
The prayer was, I don't want to be returned as the deputy president, but I want to be compensated and my impeachment to be lifted such that it will not affect me from vying as a leader. So, appeal has already been filed. There is a high chance that he will win. And even if he does not win, he still have another chance of Supreme Court. But
Let me tell
Mzalendo,
you, we know how it will go. Hata sijaribu. If you are advising Gachagua to go to the Supreme Court, let me tell you, listen and listen carefully. That ruling will stay. The court of appeal will say that, this matter has been ruled upon by the High Court, in this particular settlement. That is the much we can go. We cannot go beyond that. So the ruling of the court of the High Court stays as it is.
now you are not a judge, so that is
No, I'm just I remember. Sonko. I remember Sonko thought the same way. But now the reason why I'm advising, because
you're speaking without
listen.
particularity.
Gashagua's people don't listen. When we were telling him to resign, they never listened. They waited for everything in the Senate
No.
to go through, and there were all clear signs that hii kitu ameshachorewa, but they could not listen.
It has worked for him, man.
It never worked for him. He was impeached in the Senate. It was not going to work for him. We were telling, hey, please don't go to the Senate. Resign. And if he resigned, listen, if he had listened, wait.
That impeachment.
No, if he had resigned, listen, if he had resigned,
politically finished.
No, there's nothing like that. Don't act like you know.
That impeachment has really worked for Gachagua. It is what has made Gachagua relevant.
I don't think so. I think he would still be relevant. Gachagua is very vocal, he's very charismatic.
In the court, they are talking about Gachagua. In the Senate,
lakini yeye tu ni kichwa ngumu. Ni kichwa ngumu kama yako tu, ni kichwa ngumu, haisikii. Sasa you are advising, no, unasikia, you are advising, imeenda tu kwa court of appeal. Nakwambia ataenda. Supreme Court akienda, that is final, hakuna mali ataenda tena.
Na wakifuka unajua venye tu walimfanyia hivyo kule kwa High Court, tayari aligain mileage. Kumbe huyu jamaa alifanyia vibaya.
Enda ulize Sonko.
Wacha
Sonko. Yeye alijipeleka tu, akasema
sijui kwa nini Afrika na especially Kenya tunajifanya kama sisi ndio tunaelewa impeachment sana. This impeachment is a borrowed thing from the Western countries. How many times has been Trump impeached in this America? You have been in America.
Is it Trump, second, 2 times?
Trump has been impeached twice. But he's still the president of America. We impeach our deputy president because we want to pretend that we know the Constitution better. And we are so democratic. And now he cannot vie. Because we have borrowed this thing from the United States.
No, there's so many. The education system ya Kenya, we have got lawyers who don't even think. These are crammers. Unajua watu wanasoma hii law. But hii katiba ya huku bwana, how many years down the road? 250 years.
So, mumeomba kitu na inawadhuru zaidi kuliko kwenye mumeomba. Maana the Trump who is the
sisi tumeiomba, lakini sasa tunajaribu kuitengeneza ikuwe bora zaidi kushinda pale tulitoa.
It is dividing people because you are using it to punish your opponents.
Yeah, it is being it's a tool that
it is being used as a political tool. Kama sikupendi, niko na pesa, nitaonga watu wakutoe.
Utatolewa. Kama angalia governor, angalia ule governor ule wa Meru.
Nienda nikijigamba ya kwamba huyo nimemalizia.
Angalia governor wa Meru. Ule mama
Kawera.
Angalia vile walimfanya.
Mama kwa sababu kuna wanaume ambao hawakuwa naamini wanaweza ongozwa na mama.
Hata aende wapi? Aende ajipeleke sijui wapi hata usome verse gani ya Biblia. Naenda.
So anyway, My friend, can we talk about your boy Sifuna?
Oh yeah,
Edwin.
let us
You
go
know, he
back to
said
Sifuna
somewhere,
briefly.
I saw somewhere on Facebook someone was asking
Mm.
ati ni jina gani ambayo mtu akiitwa hata akiwa mkubwa watu huwa wanaona kama ni mtoto. Na watu wengi walikuwa wanasema Edwin.
That is Edwin.
They were asking which name that if you're given that name, even if you grow up, people
Mm.
still feel like you are still a baby or a child kwa sababu ya jina yako. Sasa
now, now,
anyway, I was just making fun.
now, I think people, Kenyans are very, very creative. But anyway, one argument being made is that Sifuna is quietly positioning himself to become the political kingpin in Western Kenya. Uh, and some observers say that he's really trying to consolidate the Luya vote in preparation for the future of obtaining the presidential ticket in the
So,
opposition. Hmm?
uh,
Uh,
okay, I would say this because I saw the question there
mm,
whether Edwin Sifuna is likely to become the president of Kenya.
mm,
I would say yes and no at the same time.
mm,
Number one, he qualifies and he is competent enough and he has what it takes as a person. He has a character, he has the vigor, he has everything as a person to become. He is qualified in terms of qualification. He is
yeah.
qualified,
Mm-hmm.
but he is yet to build himself to be in a position where now he can compete with the people of the caliber of William Ruto, compete with people like Gashagua, compete with whoever ODM can appoint, because it is not just that you become president because some few people follow you and they sing for you at Mimi Sifuna. It is more to that. Number one, in Kenya, apart from people believing in you, you must have financial muscle to campaign in Kenya, of which ndivyo unasikia mpaka sasa akifanya rally, hata kama ni yeye amejilipia, wanasema amelipiwa na Uhuru kwa sababu they don't believe that he can even have money to hold a rally. So anyway, Sifuna akona uwezo, he's a very good orator. Mimi huwa nasikiza Sifuna sana akiongea. He has the courage, he has personality, but itabidi ajijenge kiasi ili aweze kupambana na watu, we call them heavyweights in Kenya, na
Okay,
watu.
okay. Who is who in the opposition? Because you know the names in the opposition. You know there is Sifuna, there is Matiangi, there is forget about Rigiji, there is Kalonzo. So who is this heavyweight? Who is charismatic? Who can face William Ruto?
It's not about charismatic, we said it's about the tyranny of numbers. If
Yeah,
these
who is
guys
it?
in the opposition, if these guys in the opposition will support one of them,
Mm.
whoever it will be, he is likely to become the president of Kenya. If they don't split, that is number one. However, in my opinion, if I may be asked,
Mm.
I would say that if it is not Gashagua, then Kalonzo Musyoka has the ability, because whether he doesn't have money or not, the Kamba people, it has been proven they follow him, all of them. They trust him, so he has the number that he can bring on the table. So the person number two who can bring votes apart from Gashagua, Gashagua is number one in terms of many votes.
Mm.
Kalonzo is number two. So if I may be asked, if it's not Gashagua, then the person who can bring more votes on the table is Kalonzo Musyoka. So if all these people can support him, and you know, Mzarendo, I think it's good to try change. Kalonzo is not a greedy person. He is also very gentle. He doesn't like confrontation. He is so civilized that it's very hard for him to insult anyone.
Yeah,
I
and
think
and with all those attributes, you think that he's fit to in the Kenyan political system?
you see, it reaches to a point whereby people can say, can we now have change? We are tired of this politics and all this noise. Can we now look for a Kebake type? Because Kalonzo can be a Kebake type. He doesn't like. Actually, I know he even feels tired to be on the roof of the car campaigning.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
you see, I feel I hear I feel.
Like myself, and I believe there are many people who are feeling the same. Like myself, I'm tired of the noise every time, politics every time. You know, we need now to say, no, can we change our politics? Can we try something else? We
That's
saw how we saw we saw how the government of Kenya under Kalonzo and Kibaki performed. Because both of them are people who can settle in the office from morning to evening, working.
now my problem with Kalonzo is this. As much as he has got that political base, he has not been able to articulate the issues. He has got a very good record with Kibaki, but he has not been. He has also a very good record of supporting other political candidates like Raila Odinga, but he has not been able to articulate his vision for the country properly. As much as we would be rooting for him, there's a time unamwona anacheza cheza na maumbwa zake huko, sijui anakimbizana nazo akienda wapi. Sometimes unampata you you
It is
you
good
know
also. It is good also we understand personalities.
no there is you
You
see
see, the fact
when
that
in
the fact
politics
that
unajua hii siasa
the
si
fact that the fact that you are a very good orator or you are very articulative does not mean you are a performer. You see?
mm,
So
yeah
don't expect don't expect Kalonzo to come out and start telling people in
you,
details
you
how you are
see
supporting,
you
how
see
you are
you
supported.
see
Even if he says it because of his personality, you not feel like he even said it.
no unaona what
But that
made
does not
Kibaki
mean
no listen
that
what
does
made
not mean yes.
Kibaki Kibaki had
Was
charisma.
was Kibaki articulative?
Yes, he was. When he talked about the economy of the country, you knew that this guy knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, before kichwa yake iruke, before apate accident. You are
I
talking
don't
about
know.
after
I
accident.
don't know. I don't want to doubt, but anyway, this
Kibaki
is
was
that is my view that there is a high possibility if politics is what I think and I know about it, tyranny of numbers. If it is not Gashagwa, then it is Kalonzo. Kalonzo
toa.
supported.
Wacha nikuambie kitu moja Mburu, and please for heaven's sake, if Gashagwa gets the ticket to be the opposition presidential candidate, hiyo ni hata Ruto hata endi campaign. Gashagwa cannot sell beyond central Kenya. Zero. That is a fact. Fact. Peleka Equity,
Let me tell
Mwangi
you,
akupatie
let me tell
pesa.
you, Zeleno,
Hmm?
how is the government formed?
No, government is formed through coalitions. So
Exactly.
government in Kenya is formed through
So,
tribal
Gachagua knows,
listen, tribal
Gachagua
coalition.
knows, Gachagua
So
knows that in Kenya, governments are formed
unaona
through
you see
tribal,
the problem with the
tribal
listen.
coalitions.
Muru, the problem with the problem, you know what
I'm
the
supporting
problem the
your point.
opposition is having right now. Listen, the problem the opposition is having right now, they have a candidate who has not been tested, but is proving to be popular, and is called Gashagwa, and is only popular among the Kikuyu community. Beyond the Kikuyu boundaries is zero. Now
You
we
see,
have listen.
uh,
You have to sell as a candidate beyond your community, and he has failed to do that. So he has consolidated the Kikuyu vote. Now, how do Kambas view Gashagwa as a presidential candidate?
you
That
have
is a
already you have already answered yourself that the government in Kenya is formed through tribal coalitions.
yes,
I told you when we were here sometime last year that Gachagua had not consolidated Mount Kenya. He was focusing on consolidating Mount Kenya. He was not even having a party. Today, as we speak, you have agreed with me that that task has already been accomplished. He has already consolidated Mount Kenya. Task number two, let me now go out and sell my name. Did you see in the center of Courage in Lad, where William Ruto comes from, the performance of DCP? Did you follow that?
where in Olkalau or where?
Not Orkarao.
Mm.
The way this guy died, called who?
You see,
Everywhere.
I will also give you an example of Olkalau.
No, wait. Ngoja unaniambia mambo ya Orokarao na Orokarao haijafanyika. Mbona uruke kabla ya
Aya,
drum kupiga?
sasa na nikurudishe paka kule. Unajua hizi siasa, unajua
Nataka unirudishe kwenye uchaguzi ilifanywa juzi kule kwa Wakare ndani, uangalie how the DCP performed. That tells you this is not a guy to underestimate. Kama ataingia mpaka huko kwa kina Ruto ndani na apate votes, in fact he was a threat.
yeah,
Government
but
yote ilikuwa huko.
yeah, so unaona unajua Gachagua has got links in the Rift Valley.
Not
Huko
just linked.
huko
Huyo ni
amefanya kazi,
huko.
amefanya kazi for a very long, ameumiza watu huko, na pia alifanya kazi mzuri. Kuumiza naye aliumiza watu wengi sana. There are people who don't want to,
Let me tell
who
you.
don't even want to hear that name.
Unaona vile mnasumbua William Ruto.
Hmm?
Gachagua akiwa rais. This guy Ruto. Hamwezi
Sasa wewe
kuingia.
wenyewe unajua, you're making fun of your candidate, and you know how brutal he can be.
You see the
Afadhali,
mistake. You see
so
the mistake you are
niambie,
making, Mzalendo. Mzalendo.
niambie, replacing
Mzalendo. You see the mistake. You
just
see the
wait.
mistake you are
Have you ever
making.
imagined? Have you? Let
You
us
see the
imagine
mistake you are
that
making.
Gachagua is now the president of the
No,
Republic of
you see,
Kenya.
you see
What have
the
to imagine too? Imagine
mistake.
Gachagua is now the president of the Republic of Kenya. Mzalendo na kina Babu Owino tuko na rally Thika
Nikwambia Mzalendo,
ama
the
Nyeri
mistake,
town,
the
utatoka hapo
mistake you are
kweli?
making, the mistake you are making is to think that because I'm analyzing this way, I'm a supporter of Gachagua. I might not
No, I
even
know,
be.
I know you,
You know?
I know you, and I can tell that
You
you are
see, no,
you
no,
are
no,
not
no.
sure. You are not even sure of the candidate that you are going to support in 2027.
Myself,
I will not be
myself,
surprised for you to support
myself right now, myself right now, I would prefer a change. Gachagua, you know, he's also talks much, just like myself.
Gachagua is
And
toxic. Is toxic.
he
Talks much, and is also
he
very
talks
toxic.
much. He talks much, and that is the kind of politics we want to change. For me, I'm telling the people of Kenya, si tuchukue tu ka break kidogo, tupatie
Mwende
Kalonzo,
kwa Maraga.
tupatie Kalonzo na mtu kama Maraga.
Sasa hao Ruto atawakimbiza mbio mpaka waingie hata ndani, waingie
But
hata
anyway,
sijui
but
wataenda
anyway,
wapi.
but anyway, this is what I was saying. Hata Mungu anajua Gachagua akiweza kuwa rais, Gachagua ni moto ya kuotea bali.
Hata katiba anazabadilisha. Hii jamani wazimu.
Gachagua. Kama kuna mtu mkiona Ruto aking'ang'ana huko mpaka kotini akihakikisha ya kwamba asisafishwe jina yake. Kama kuna mtu anajua anaweza mfungua kabisa na mpaka amtoe kwa hiyo kiti ni Gachagua. I'm telling you the truth. This is not a kind of a guy.
Unaona wakati Raila alikuwa na maandamano, jamaa anaenda kwa ofisi 4:30 am. Anaenda kupambana na
This Gachagua understands the government more than the president himself. Mpaka watu wa government wanaulizana ni nani anatoa siri zetu.
Sasa unajua, wacha nikwambie Mburu, you are a very young person. You see, Gachagua's history with William Samoei Ruto is a long one. Imetokana huko wakati wa Moi. They were buddies, like ni watu wanajuana, si ati watu wajuani. Ni watu hii pesa ya YK92 ni Gachagua ndiye alikuwa anaenda kuchukua. You see, even at some point people thought that people are saying there are some rumors that Gachagua is indeed Moi's son.
Mimi sitaki kusema hivyo, lakini
watu wanasema hivyo.
Enda chukue picha ya Moi na ya Gachagua liganisha,
utaona ni copyright. Copyright. And na ule mtu unajua at one point
wakale wanajua these are brothers fighting.
Of course ni mandugu wanapigana, si unaona
akienda huko kwa wakale utasikia kuna wenye wanasupport Gachagua kwa sababu wanajua huyu ni wetu.
That's what I was telling you. This guy akona roots pale. Baba yake ni huyo mzee, huyo Moi. Na unaona vile Moi alitufanya. Ndio huyo.
Kitu kingine. Mtu mwenye akona pesa yenye anaweza ng'ang'ana na Ruto kwa hii coalition yote ni mmoja. Ni huyo Gachagua. Kitu kingine, umewahi sikia Gideon Moi akipika Gachagua?
Ni mandugu watapigana aje? Mandugu watapigana aje? Is the only Moi son who is surviving, who is still in power.
Huyu jamaa alienda wapi?
Huyo ni walinda nini? Huyu ni linda tumbo.
Hata mimi nashangaa wewe ulienda wapi?
Hii group hii ni ile ya linda tumbo. Hii ni linda tumbo.
Alienda wapi?
How are you leo nyabaya? Leo how are you my brother?
Fine, thank you Mzalendo. I'm just surprised. Mr. Mburu wa Olkalou, or is it Naivasha? Good morning.
Mburu naye mnajuana kwa vilemba.
Unajua Olkalou na kwao zimeshikana bwana. Sasa umejua mimi nashangaa, you are just seated here imagining Sifuna becoming the president in 2027 bwana. Sifuna can be the president but not 2027.
Huyu jamaa mzalendo aliniacha kwa barabara mahali akaniambia ninakuja. The next minute ananiambia sijui ya Rwanda.
Rwanda tena.
Huyu ni kama Robert.
Alikuwa ameniambia ati anajua Kenya sana, atanitembeza kila mahali. Akaniacha nikiwa na akaenda.
Mzalendo anajua tu Nairobi, Islando. Sasa huko Homa Bay kwao wajui vizuri. Mzalendo ni knows Nairobi actually.
Nani? Wewe kijana bwana, wewe unajua wewe usifanye
walked that long.
Mzalendo huyu ndiye Gen Z. Sasa tumuulize kama Gen Z. Atuambie candidate wao anaweza kuwa Sifuna.
Huyu ni Gen Z imbo. Huyu ni ile imbo kabisa.
Sikiza. Ni mimi nimeuliza swali, wacha nijibu Mburu. Enyewe hata mimi mwenyewe mahali nimeketi ningetamani sana mtu kama Edwin Sifuna ama mtu kama Babu Owino akuwe rais wa Kenya. Lakini Ukiangalia I think mzalendo anajua vizuri sana, na mzalendo ni ule msomi wa tunahitaje, mzalendo ni msomi wa Machiavelli. Inakwanga ni, it is not the person who is wearing the crown that calls the shot, but the person who owns money and owns the voting block. So ukiangalia in the next election, Sifuna is not the person. Sifuna is just being used as an image, but there's a system behind him. There is somebody who owns the block in the name of Gachagua. There is somebody who owns the money, the funds, in the name of Uhuru Kenyatta. So at the end of the day, if we can even maybe decide that now we want to make and have a Sifuna presidency, Sifuna will not have the numbers. He will be so inferior in that parliament. The numbers in the parliament will be controlled by Gachagua, who is currently the kingpin of the Mount Kenya, undisputed one. He will be controlling the numbers. Sifuna will not have maybe elevated himself to the presidency. So at the end of the day, it is like just having a Gachagua hiding behind Sifuna. So that is the problem that we have. If it was possible to have Sifuna without anybody behind him, it will really make sense. If it will be possible, and maybe even if this our side, two-term, maybe to have another candidate without Ruto, without the Jaramogis behind them, then that will be different. Just look at the scenario, you people, when we are going towards 2022. You know the reason why my candidate really lost, and you people already knew it, and you told us very well. The reason that Raila was losing, not because of Raila, he was losing because of the people that were behind him. Raila was not going there himself. There was somebody, and there were the Kenyattas, or there was the Uhuru behind. So people did not see Raila as himself. The only person who went alone and managed it was William Ruto. There was nobody behind William Ruto. So currently the situation we are, if we elect Sifuna, we are only going to change the image, but we're not changing the system. We are going to see the things that have been happening. So we are not yet for that. So maybe this one can only happen, a regime change can happen in 2032 when William Ruto will be there. We will oppose anything that William Ruto will want to support in 2032. And now the people like Gachaguas and the rest of the Kenyatta's family, the Odinga's family, and the Moi's family will not be in the scene. But currently, we are still having some dynasties that are left, and I'm happy that I'm sure by 2032 we'll not have the Odinga's family in the political scene. That is done and dusted, and Mzalendo can agree with me in this case, because there's nobody from their family who is in active politics. And by 2032, we might have somebody like John Mbadi riding on his own. We might have somebody like Piers Omolo. We might have somebody like David Ochieng, somebody like Gombo, or any other person like CS Ojenda, who will not be riding Odinga's name, who will not be reporting, or who will not be.
Why don't you people support Prof Ojenda? That guy is so good.
Prof Ojenda actually is good, and those are the future. I've just mentioned Prof Ojenda. I've mentioned
you guys, you will make me just switch off. You say who is that corrupt individual who is giving people money to live on camera?
That is not corruption. That is the politics of Kenya. You don't call it corruption. That is what is happening.
Pesa yangu nikikupea, is that corruption?
Pesa gani? Sikiza Mburu.
Nichukue pesa yangu sahihi nikupatie, pesa yangu nikupatie. Ati kwa sababu kuna mtu kamechukua kamera kapige, isemekana ni corruption. Kuna mahali pesa ilibiwa ikapatikana.
Unanipatia pesa yani, unatupatia watu 1,100 pesa ya nini?
Wewe nikuuliza kuna pesa.
Mzalendo akienda nyumbani, kuna wale watu wanamuitanga kiongozi, and I'm sure you normally give money. The only problem ni yako kamera hazichukuangi, alafu hauna ile pesa mingi ya kupatia watu. So the 10 people you give are just the same as Ojenda, who can be able to give watu 1,000. So the difference ni yako ikipigwa kamera.
Huyu Mburu anadanganya. Mburu, let me tell you, I have seen you are very deceitful. Unadanganya watu hapa kwa kamera. That is not your thought, and you know it is wrong. You know, and the Luo community will continue sinking when they listen to advice like from people like you. What you are saying is done in Kikuyu land. Kwenye huko pale unatoka ifanyikagi. Akawangata Uhuru akiwapatia pesa.
Nasema hivi
Hiyo kitu waendelee tu kupatia watu, kupotesha watu.
Mzalendo.
Mzalendo aisha kwao wapange line.
Give me a clip ya watu wamepangwa hivyo ati nini. This guy listen, this guy will go for a rally.
Tomujenda hakuna project huwa anasimamia.
Ushaona Ndindi Njoro akipeana pesa, tishikeni hii pesa, hii ni fair, nimewapatia. Yeye anakuja na project ya kusaidia
labda utununulie kafins kila mtu kagari kadogo. Uliona kule nini? Kule Orokara wanapewa godoro na blanketi. Kwingine wanapewa 100.
Ndio wajinga.
Mzalendo mtu akipeana pesa yake,
kama unanunua mattress, piga kura mattress.
Si ndio hiyo mattress ile kubwa?
Unaona, kitu ungetuambia eti pesa amepeana ni pesa ya corruption, it would have made sense, but we know Tomojeda as a high-end lawyer who makes his money. Actually, his cases pays him.
Let me tell you Mzalendo, na hapa simtetei. Ni lazima tuangalie haki na ukweli. Tomojeda hakuna mahali anasimamia pesa ya serikali in any way. Senate haina pesa. Ati mtu anapewa pesa ya project. So saa akitumia pesa ni yake ya mfuko.
Exactly.
Kama kuna mtu ambaye mimi si Mjaruo. Mimi naitwa Ng'ang'a. Ng'ang'a ni jina ya Kikuyu tu, nimeprove ambaye ni mkweli na hawezi iba pesa ya mtu hata dururu moja. Ni huyo profesa wenu. Anaitwa Tomojeda.
Wacha kuwe president.
Mzalendo, wacha nikuambie. Kuna wakati nilikuwa na kesi baya sana, ambayo wale walikuwa na kesi na sisi, they are billionaires. Sisi hatukuwa na pesa. Tukachukua Tomojeda ambaye tuliambiwa na mtu anaweza wasaidia kama wakili wetu. Hata pesa yenye alikuwa ametupatia kama legal fee, tulikuwa tunachangisha, those days tunamlipa kidogo, lipa mdogo. Kama atakubali kwenda kotini, wale wanamletea 1,000,000, wanamwambia yani asiattend tu, hata habiwi a drop case ama nini, abscond. Anasema I cannot sell my client. Wanamuuliza huyo hao client watakulipa nini? Mzalendo, this guy fought for us, won the case for us without being paid. I have never seen a lawyer like that.
Yeah, it's called pro bono. Pro bono service.
Kura yangu.
Actually, Mzalendo, when it comes to agenda, this guy is he has good money, that is true. The guy cases zile anashikan, and most of his cases he wins. And he doesn't do them in public. You know, there are people who are they just like drama. Unaona mtu kama huyu Njiru na huyu Danson Omari. Those guys don't even pursue their cases to the end. Case ya Danson Omari kwa TV, then we show it. You normally follow it to the end. I've ever had the final ya hiyo case ya Danson Omari. So zile ni mama kelele. And Ojeda is somebody who is good-hearted in Kisumu. The people know him. Like right now, he organized some party, an anniversary of his mom
so
and
and the judges, these lawyers, they win cases rightfully, and you know, even without attending court cases, they still win those cases.
Unaona hawa mawakili wanashindaga huku kwa mamitia wakipiga makelele,
sijui hao wanatafuta clients.
Ukiniambia wakili, uniambie ule wakili wa Gachagua, ule Mluya, ule mwalimu, ule anakuaga anaitwa nani ule? What is his name?
Paul Mwite ama
huyu Mluya, huyu wakili wa Gachagua huyu.
Ama you are talking of this
he's a teacher, he's a Gachagua's famous lawyer bwana. You don't know this guy? Huyu anakuaga na maneno hapa.
Ogoya something.
Ogoya.
Yeah.
That is a good lawyer. Yani somebody
Other people we are
you have,
talking about.
you know, you never even seen them argue in court, but they win cases. Angalia huyu jamaa.
Mzalendo, I want to correct you there. There are most cases that are not political cases hazikuangi broadcasted. Ojenda deals with this corporate case, like case Mburu anakwambia yao ya shamba na nini. Such cases, most of them hazipatangi media coverage. Media covers cases of political interest that can give them content. Imagine media covering case yenye haina any political effect, ina involved a certain billionaire and another billionaire arguing over property. Kenyans we will not even have an interest in it. That is why you will not see people like Ojenda in courts. But if you go to
but also personality.
you find most of these cases are there, but they are not covered by media because they don't have public interest.
Mimi uniambie ule mimi najua Kenya, ule anajua kesi ni huyo Ogoya anaitwa Ogoya.
Only because you saw him in a political case. How did this guy became famous? Huyu lawyer wa Kampala Mall, huyu anaitwanga aje? Huyu lawyer mwenye nani alichukua huyu wa devolution. How do you call this guy? He's called Njiru or whatever.
No, Njiru huyu wa
How did Ndegwa become famous when he took that political case ya kuimpeach Waiguru? So he came to limelight. But there are people who are dealing with some high cases, they are winning cases, but because the media ina interest.
Kuna lawyers wa kusiki popularity.
Do you know Ojiende is the one who won the case ya huyu governor wa Northeastern huyu wa ODM, the impeachment, not impeachment, but there was a case in the guy the election case, and the guy got his position. So we've been winning these cases.
Kama Kenya kuna wakili ambaye amejijenga akafika mahali amefika yeye mwenyewe, kujijenga kutoka akiwa mdogo mpaka mahali amefika kupitia uadilifu. Anybody with a serious case, sio kesi hizi za ujinga, mtu ameiba anataka mtu. Prof huwa anaangalia kesi yenye anachukua kama iko na uadilifu, na most of his cases he wins. Akikwambia nimekubali kesi yako, ni kwa sababu ameipima na akaona kuna haki. I'm saying this because this somebody I have worked with for over 35 years now, and I know how he operates. I can stand before the public na niambia watu kama mnatafuta rais mwenye anaweza ongoza Kenya ikue kitu, ni Prof Tom Ojienda. Lakini sasa watasema si Mkikuyu, watasema si Mjaluo,
si Mluya,
watasema si Mluya,
kama Leo, kama Leo huyu. Unaona huyu anaongea hapa, huyu Leo anaongea hivi. Tom Ojienda akisema sahi anarudi kuwalinda mwananchi, anakuwa mtu mbaya automatically sahi.
No, that is politics aside. Niki support Arsenal sahi, Saka akiamua avuke Manchester United, I'll not consider him one of my favorite players. You know, hii kesi juzi ya Senate, Ojienda is the one who represented the Senate. I know hata ujui is the one who represented the Senate.
Kesi between the Senate ya nani ya
Gachagua. Yeah.
That case had already been predetermined. There was nothing was going to do there.
Alikuwa mlima mtu wangu kulima. Alilima Gachagua.
Hiyo ilikuwa predetermined already. There was nothing that he was going to get. There was a
nothing. You check this. I listened to Nani yesterday.
Gachagua was impeached irregularly. The grounds for impeaching Gachagua was so flawed.
Very petty. Lakini mjue
unachukua impeach ati kwa sababu anasema yeye ni Mkikuyu sana.
Skiza, there's one thing that you need to know, that impeachment is a political process. That is number one. So all those things, you know, it is our constitution that we have to blame for that. And
okay, Leo, let us go back to the topic of the day. What do you think about this Sifuna candidature now that you've jumped on here? with other stories. Do
Okay, I
and
just want to
Linda,
be
it's called Linda Mwananchi. Linda Mwananchi and the opposition, the other opposition group that is led by Gashagwa. Already there is some rifts that I'm seeing in Linda Mwananchi. People like Caleb and
I'll
Amisi are saying are talking from two sides of their mouth. They are saying different things, and these are people who were at one point saying that Ruto must go, but now they're saying that Linda Mwananchi, initially it was not supposed to be a tribal outfit. So how does Linda Mwananchi go to elections in 2027 without forming any tribal coalition? That's a
Okay,
big
that is
question.
where I wanted to tell you that, I listened to Caleb Amisi. Number one, on the political side, I want to say that Caleb Amisi is somebody who is self-made as far as funds. If you look at the people who are in the Linda Mwananchi, Caleb Amisi is the richest among them, because I don't know the kind of the business that he does. I remember recently he launched a 25 million car, among other sex that he's driving. So he's somebody who uses his own money. So the way he gets his money, I don't want to get in the rumors that he's doing those other cleaning, the sorrows, where such kind of things. So he's somebody who feels that, when you have money, somebody cannot control you. Unlike Sifuna, you've known Sifuna. I think you were in ODM some time, and you know very well how Sifuna joined politics from his law practice and the rest. So Sifuna has not made money the same way these other politicians have made money. He doesn't have money. That is why even currently you still see him using the ODM Prado. That is the official Prado for the Secretary General of ODM, despite the fact that he's not the ODM as SG. There's somebody acting there. He still uses that car because he doesn't have one. So it is a fact. Sifuna hana pesa, hajaiba pesa ya
Sasa
kutosha, ama
unataka kusema
hajajua ujanja.
Sifuna hana pesa ya kununua gari? Unaongea nini bwana? These
Si eti
senators
hana
waulize
pesa ya
maswali.
kununua. No, Sifuna ako na pesa ya kununua gari, lakini hana pesa ya kununua gari ya kifahari like the ones you see people like Abisi. Sifuna cannot buy a car of 25 million. That one can only be bought by people who've stolen from government and doing some other businesses. You see, so Sifuna can.
Yeah.
That one we have to agree. So the problem
Sifuna
here
hana
is
pesa ya CDF ndugu yangu.
na CDF. Sifuna hajawahi kuwa na hiyo chance ya kukua kwa CDF. Senate haina ile pesa ya kuiba. That is a fact. People like Abisi, we can forgive them because they can mismanage CDF and the rest. So if number two, the Linda Mwananchi is not running on its own. It has to be oiled. And the fact of the matter, if you look at the people who are there, apart from people like Karolio Modi who are rich, people like Sifuna cannot oil it. You know the source of the money. How do you know the person who fuels this movement? Look at the person that sits and gives them instruction. Pauline Njoroge. Who is Pauline Njoroge in the political arena? Pauline Njoroge is representing an interest and is the one who now controls the entire team. And that is something that I think angered people like Amisi. And Amisi, like, you cannot control me because you're giving me money and I also have my money. And to manage Pauline Njoroge, Sifuna decided to bring in this Faith Odhiambo. If you watched yesterday's event,
Faith
you will realize.
wants to buy in Nairobi.
Listen first, not only buying in Nairobi, Faith is now brought in to try and neutralize the Pauline Njoroge. Pauline Njoroge cannot be sent away because she is the one who represents the source of the money. And again, she is poor when it comes to microphone. And I don't know who told these people that you must be good in mic so that you become a politician. We've known people like Anyang' Nyong'o, they were never good on the microphone, but they were great politicians that we celebrate. We've known people like Kibuta Kibwana, the former governor. These people are never good on the podium. But behind the scene, they became great politicians. We've known people like Kibaki who are great politicians that were never good on the podium. So Pauline should learn that, and she avoid taking that microphone, shouting on people's ears with things that are not making sense. So Hamisi believes that Sifuna should be the president, which even me, I believe that if we can have Sifuna as a president, it can make sense. But now there's something that makes Abisi angry. He sees chances of Sifuna being made the flag bearer being minimal. He's seen Matiang'i there. He's also seen Kalonzo there. And what now? The problem is people like Gachagua, people like Kalonzo are saying that, okay, you guys, Sifuna is just having that face, the face that Kenyans want, a new face. He doesn't have a voting bloc. That is a fact. Apart from being a clean politician, he doesn't have a voting bloc because as at now, Kenyan voting bloc is ethnical based. So now Gachagua comes in with a bad face, the face of tribalist, the face of corruption, the face of arrogance, the face of the people who mismanage this country. So his face is really ugly. But despite having that ugly face, the voting bloc does not care of your face as long as you are able to control them and maybe dance to their tune. Gachagua comes with the voting bloc of Mount Kenya. We can't dispute that. He controls and he can control the Mount Kenya voting bloc. So he's having a voting bloc, but he doesn't have a face. There is Matiang'i. Matiang'i is a puppet that is being brought there by Uhuru. Uhuru is having a voting bloc called money. He has got the funds that can run this thing. So now, Kalonzo is also there. Kalonzo is having a voting bloc. The entire Ukambani, that's a great voting bloc, irrespective of poor record within the 40 years in government, but he's having a voting bloc. So these people are telling Sifuna now, Gachagua is having a voting bloc, yes. He's having some dirty face, he won't contest and the rest. Now, Kalonzo now gets an upper hand if you weigh Kalonzo and Sifuna, because Sifuna is only bringing the face. He doesn't have a voting bloc, he doesn't have money. Kalonzo is bringing a face. You get it?
Now,
he doesn't have money.
You have a point. You have a point, and I think I've deliberated on the point where is Sifuna's voting bloc. Now, I want you to look at the number of votes that Sifuna got in the last general elections, and look at his influence in ODM party that made him get so much votes at that particular time, even surpassing his candidate Raila Amolo Odinga with votes in Nairobi. Now, look at the Luhya voting bloc. Just suppose, because a few years, like 1 year down the road, or 2 years down the road, we didn't know that Gachagua would consolidate the Kikuyu vote. Nobody knew that Gachagua had got the power to consolidate that vote. Suppose Edwin Sifuna consolidates the Luhya vote in the Western. Don't say it is impossible, because there's always a possibility.
I'll just respond to you. I'll respond to you.
If he's
I want to tell you this.
Wait a minute. Wait, my brother. Let me finish. You have all the time. I will not cut you off. You'll have all the time. Now, if Sifuna, since he comes from Mumias, is able to consolidate the votes.
He comes from Bungoma, not Mumias. He comes from Bungoma, not Mumias.
From Bungoma.
Where he got 27 votes when he wanted to become the MP.
That is irrelevant for this discussion today, because you know very well that he can't get 27 votes now. So if Sifuna, who comes from Bungoma, is able to consolidate the Bukusu vote from that region, plus now we have a new electoral voting bloc that is not being tapped, and they are looking for a leader who is not tribal as Gachagua, tribal as Kalonzo, and tribal as William Samoei Ruto. They are looking for a new voting bloc. They are called the Gen Zs, which my projection, and you know that, which maybe you might deny or accept, that in 2027, there will be about 10 million of them who are looking for this candidate who can represent their views. So we'll start your argument from there.
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll start my argument from Sifuna's Senate votes. I also voted for Sifuna, and I did not vote for Sifuna because I remember voting for Sifuna for the first time in 2017 when he lost to Sonko. And I'll tell you why he lost to Sonko, and you'll also look at the numbers that he got, and you can also compare it with the votes that he lost to who? He lost to not Sonko, but he lost to this man called Sakaja, sorry. So in Nairobi, we are having the urban vote. The urban voters are the ones you see on the TikTok, the ones you see on Facebook, and the ones who are online and they have the phones and they know about Sifuna. Urban voters. And when you talk of the Gen Zs that you see on TikTok, the Gen Zs that you see on Facebook, and the Gen Z you see on Twitter are the urban Gen Zs. They are the ones that when you talk to Gen Zs, we should always say we have urban Gen Zs and we have the rural Gen Zs. The mind of a rural Gen Z is different from the mind of an urban Gen Z. The mind of rural Gen Z is still ethnic based. That is why if you go to my village, the Gen Zs there will just be following the old guards that the Gen Zs in urban don't want. So Sifuna got the votes he got, number one, because of what there's something called ethnic how do you call it? We had some ethnic campaigns whereby Sifuna was vying on ODM. Of course, that one also gave him a leverage. And apart from that, there are those people who, even despite the fact that they were in UDA, they voted Sifuna of ODM because Sifuna was a lawyer. So apart from getting the ODM or the Zimio votes, he also benefited from the lawyer UDA members who voted him as a lawyer. And you'll find that that is what is even made this man called Mike Sonko to become the senator or even to become the governor, beating the ODM candidate, the ODM candidate Kidero. Despite Kidero having a Kamba running mate, there are those people who felt that Sonko is their Kamba, despite not being in the party that their people were. And when now Sifuna was running actually in Nairobi, apart from the urban thing, and rallying on the ODM and also the lawyers who felt that this one was one of us, they voted for him. Even in governorship, how did Sakaja manage to beat the Azimio candidate? I personally, I'm sorry to reveal this, being the member of ODM, I did not vote my man called Igade. I voted Sakaja because I felt like I would identify with the Sakaja, a lawyer, rather than identifying with Igade. And the ODM lost governorship the moment Raila accepted to agree to Uru's pressure to replace a lawyer, Wanyoni, with Igade. That is when they lost the seat. Wanyoni would have been the governor right now. So that aside, when we now get out of Nairobi, why did Sifuna not make it in his rural village, then only came to make it in urban? Nani is a Bukusu. I think you understand the Bukusu politics. Which party is there in the Bukusu? The Bukusus are having two parties. They are having Ford Kenya by this man called Wetangula. Of course, we normally say that those are the votes that made the difference. I don't know how true. It is not scientifically true, but that is what is politically said, that Wetangula's 200 votes made the difference. And we're also having DAP Kenya. And DAP Kenya is also, the Bukusu are holding the Trans Nzoia and Bungoma. So is this person even having the ODM, is the ODM Secretary General? Do we even have an ODM MCA in his home constituency? We don't have. So Sifuna can only maybe manage to put together the lawyer votes if they will agree with this Ford Kenya, Ford Kenya, if they will decide to kick away Ford Kenya in Bungoma, which is still hard. And they also need to ensure that this party of DAP is having a problem. DAP belongs to Eugene, and there's also Natembea. And Natembea is not, he wanted to become president, and nowadays I think he's now interested in defending his seat. I don't know if he'll manage to get it, because last time he really tried. He narrowly won. So these people, as long as you're seeing them, they are not even, they need to unite all these small parties that you see in the lawyer and agree that now Sifuna is their leader. But Sifuna's ego does not allow him to do that. Number one, Sifuna, do you even see him in the lawyer? Most lawyers' votes are in the lawyer land. The lawyer votes are in Bungoma, they are in Busia, of which Busia, I think it is hard. Busia is more of a Luo than the lawyer. They are in Vihiga and Kakamega. So Nairobi is for everyone. They are all the communities Nairobi. So you cannot tell me you want to unite lawyers when you are within Nairobi. So that is a hard task for him, and that is what the people in the United Opposition are using to eliminate him. But apart from that, let's assume the people tries to give Sifuna the flag bearer. The next question is, Sifuna is not going to be on his own. He will be somebody, a gun without the bullets, because he cannot call the shots. The Shots listen to Gachagua saying they want all the Kikuyus to take the top seats in Nairobi. Did you not listen of that? They want Gakuya to be there. They want, I don't know what. Gachagua is having his plan, and these are people also having their plan. So these people are meant to, they are actually giving Ruto another chance
You see
unknowingly.
the problem with Gachagua and his kind of thinking. There is, since we promulgated the new constitution, we have not had a Kikuyu governor. Do you know why?
Actually, and I think you know the reason why we've not had a Kikuyu. Even
it is impossible for a Kikuyu without a coalition of other tribes to form
to be
to
a
be the
governor.
governor for Nairobi.
Exactly.
And especially if the number one is a Kikuyu running for president, that is very, very difficult. Now Gachagua is making it harder for Kikuyus to form coalitions with other communities. Right now, if Babu is supposed to be, Babu is in a good position to challenge Sakaja. If
And
he's
and,
back,
and, and, and on that, I also want you to be sincere with Babu.
no,
Babu can become the Nairobi governor,
I
but
want
that one will end his
I want
political
you to
future.
understand the Nairobi politics because I understand it much better and have participated in it. Now, Babu today, as we speak, is in a better position to vie for Nairobi if he's backed by the Kikuyu community. Until the Kikuyu community understands that Babu Owino is the only way that they can get the deputy position for Nairobi and get control of whatever they want to control in Nairobi. Now, Sakaja against Babu Owino. Uh, and listen, the Luya community in Nairobi feel that they can rally behind Sifuna as a senator and whoever candidate, and you said it just here. The urban population does not think like a rural youth. Now, if you bring a rural mentality in Nairobi politics, you go wrong. So the majority of the voters in Nairobi are well informed. They can access technology, and some of them are employed and cannot be manipulated so easily. However, there is a few there are people who would still vote on tribal lines. Now, the tribal matrix for Nairobi, how is it playing? With the absence of Raila Odinga, the tribal matrix for a community like the Luo community that used to sway the votes for a particular candidate, it is neither there or it is not a guarantee that Sakaja will get that Luo vote. It is not. It is not a guarantee in the absence of
But a
Raila Odinga.
situation, listen, in a situation whereby Sakaja is contesting and the Gachagua now brings his Gakuyo, of course, that is his favorite. Gakuyo has really invested in Gachagua's campaign in Nairobi and the rest. Do you think me as a Luo, yeah, I'll just wake up and go and I'll, even if I don't like Sakaja, you give me a choice of Sakaja and Gakuya, who do you think I'll vote? Irrespective of the party I'm supporting.
If you are given between Sakaja and Gakuya, knowing you as a tribal Luo, the way I know you, you are not you are no difference from a Kikuyu who will vote for Gakuya. You are the same.
And in that case, are you not seeing Sakaja getting a second chance? Because majority of the lawyers
yes,
there
now I want to put you in a scenario. I am giving you Gachagua, I am giving you Gakuya, I am giving you Babu Owino, and I'm giving you Sakaja. Who are you going
you
to
are giving me Gakuya, if Babu contest, Gakuya contest, and Sakaja contest, in this scenario, this is what is going to happen. Number one.
Who are you going to vote for? A very
The
simple
three.
question.
I'm going to vote for. First of all, is how Babu is going. You are giving me Babu in which political party?
You can't answer a very simple question. You are telling me
Let me tell you,
I am.
I'll vote for
You
the
told
person.
me
I'll vote for.
you are voting on a tribal line. I have asked you a very
I'll vote
simple question.
Sakaja because he will be on a party that I support. That is the thing. I'll
Because
vote
you will
Sakaja
be
because on the party that I
because
support.
you
Maybe
will
if
be
you
on the party that you
that I
that
support,
you
but if
support.
you exactly.
Oh, and remember, you didn't vote for Igade, and Igade was in the party that you support. Remember, you voted for Sakaja in the last general election, and
I voted for Sakaja because of
you left somebody who belonged to your party and vote. You're just a confused guy. You are not sure
no.
where you're going
Let me
to
tell
vote.
you why I voted Sakaja last time and left Igade. Despite the fact that Igade was given the ticket of Azimio, I didn't believe in him based on this is somebody who was a deputy governor, decided to resign. This is somebody whose main business was to come and aid somebody in looting. It was a forced marriage. But in this case, if I'm having Sakaja, I've seen what Sakaja is doing in Nairobi, despite the
No,
fact that he's having challenges.
was
And
Igade in
you are
odd
giving
years?
me three tags. Sakaja is a lesser tag compared to Babu Owino and this man called Gakuya. Babu is just mouthy. Babu cannot manage anything. He only fits to be
So
a member
okay,
of parliament.
all right. Maybe you are right, maybe not. Since you've been following the politics, you've been following the results, you've been following these candidates in Nairobi constituency. Who is the best performing MP in Nairobi?
How I'll tell you, you want to give me some reasons based on I don't know
You have
the
told
what
me,
you
you
call
have
it.
told
Let
me,
me
you have told
okay, I'll tell
me
you.
Babu
Performing.
Wino is not managed
Okay, let
anything.
us
Is not
let me get you
performed.
there. Listen,
What are you
how do
talking
you
about?
make the performance of an MP performing in what? In legislation? Babu doesn't even appear to pen. He doesn't even contribute. The best performing MP that I can see is a nominated Senator Karen Nyamu. I know of three bills in her name in the Senate. One was passed recently for the autism.
Senator
Karen Nyamu
Karen
is more
Nyamu,
active in parliament than Babu Owino, the nominated senator.
Karen Nyamu is a nominated senator.
Senator. So- and she has
She
got
does
three
not
bills
she does
in
not
her name in the
represent
Senate.
a constituency.
She represents Nairobi region. Nominated senators for she's
She
nominated for
she
Nairobi.
she is nominated as senator. Babu is a member of parliament at the National
I don't
Assembly
think
called Parliament.
unless I get to the assembly Hansard to see MPs
Go
who
to the
are
assembly
actively
answered and to
contributing there.
see Babu's contribution because you are so raw. You don't know what
Babu's
Babu has.
contribution is not there. Babu is not doing legislation in the National Assembly. Tell me any legislation. Babu is complaining and talking of things that are already. The
Kuku,
legislatures are not
guess what?
implementing.
All right. Let us go back to the politics of Nairobi and see. You have already told me that since you will be supporting UDA in 2027, and maybe if something else changes, if UDA kicks out Linda ground team from our ODM uh, led by Oburu, and you will look for another candidate of your choice. I think that is what you meant.
Okay, what
But
I mean is this. Let me tell you. In
for now,
2027, I want to be sincere with you. Moving forward in 2027, and I also want to speak on behalf of my community, including you, who come from my community. In 2027, my Luo community is
you don't speak on behalf of me. I have
all
got a
right. My
brain.
Luo community are not
I
going
can
to have
make a decision on my own. I don't follow those tribal. the
So
tribal mob. So speak to your tribal mob. Just start
I'll
by
speak for my
saying,
travel
on
mode.
behalf of the tribal mob that I belong, we are being
Okay.
herded to this direction like sheep. All right.
As a human, I have to identify with my roots the same way I see Christians identifying themselves with the tribe of Judah. So as a Luo, I want to say that coming these elections, we have got nothing to lose. We have got nothing to lose in that. Number one, we are not going to have a presidential candidate. Forget about the jokers like the Owalo and the rest. Those ones are just there to escort. We are not going to have a presidential candidate. So the candidates who are going to contest, including William Ruto, whether they lose or win, that is none of our business. You get it? So we are not going to have a presidential candidate that we are going to rally behind. We are going to support William Ruto. So it is him to win or to lose. If William Ruto wins, we don't care. We have not lost. We'll join that government that will be formed. If he loses, we are also not losing. If he wins, we might gain, but we don't care. What we are caring and what I'm telling my people right now, we have to concentrate and take all of this energy at our county levels and ensure that we elect good MCS and elect good governors so that we can be able to develop our counties. We want to take a break from the national politics until 2032. So another advice is to advise my community that if we want a better 2032, then we need to give Ruto support so that when it comes to 2032, we don't need him to support us or to say that we are supporting a Luo. These people like Mbadi, I'll use Mbadi as an example, not because he's a good person, but because he's already in the system. These people can have an access to system, create wealth. Politics, you need to get it by wealth. For William Ruto to become president, he did not plan 2022. He planned this thing when he was the Minister of Agriculture in the Nusumkate government. He planned how to get wealth, how to create and make friends. And actually, if there's only person who connected ODM to Northeastern, it was William Ruto. That is why when he left, people like Duale followed him. You know that one very well. So he created some inroads in the northern part of Kenya and made friends. Then when he got an opportunity to work with Uhuru Kenyatta, he also made inroads in central until when now Uhuru wanted to disown him, he made friendship with those people and those people could not be able to live it. So we also want people like John Buddy. We don't want to see them coming to Homa Bay each and every weekend. I want to see John Buddy. I want to see him going
Let
to
me tell
Western,
you,
going to
Leo,
Coast, going to
ever since I
yes.
knew you, today you've spoken like an intelligent young Luo man.
Yeah,
Your last statement is so important that you need to form coalitions. And
exactly.
Mbadi flying with a chopper to Guasi each and every weekend. That is a
Doesn't
vote.
make
That is a vote that he
that is
already
what we
has.
used to do. I think that is what we used to do. These people will come with the choppers campaigning in Nyanza. When we know very well anybody who was born in Nyanza knew it was their birthright to vote for Raila. They
Yeah,
knew it was
for Raila
their
Odinga. So they wasted a
responsibility.
lot of time
They
and
didn't even need
resources.
they didn't even need to be told what Raila is going to do. So these
Yeah,
guys used to
so
waste a lot of time there.
I
That is
think
why look
that
at
is so
no, just
important.
look at this, Zalendo. I now
Mm.
agree with what you said. Look at this scenario. I was recently looking at the statistics, how many times Ruto have visited Rift Valley. You'll find that it is minimal. And I was like, oh, Ruto
Minimal,
now understands politics. He understands politics.
and he doesn't.
He knows
He
very
doesn't
well
really care. He knows that these are guys. I'll talk to them in my
when
language and
it
they'll
reaches at that
understand the thing.
moment, these guys will vote me. Why?
Yeah, because they have got no option. They will vote for me either way. But now this is a guy. He's busy. You find him in Homa Bay. He's busy transversing around to Suba there. What are you consolidating for William Ruto around Suba? This already the Luos already have made a decision that they will vote for William Ruto in
Yeah,
2027. Some of them have made that decision, and a good number of
yeah,
them they will vote. The majority of them will vote, just as you say. I agree with you. Up to there, majority
yeah.
of them
So
will
just
vote
a
for
minute,
William
just
Ruto in
just a minute.
2027.
I have some.
Okay. All right, guys. I mean, this thing is getting heat. It's getting hot here. It's getting hot here, and I think it is also time for me to take a nap. We have done almost 2.5 hours of this particular edition and show. I think it was very, very interesting. We have listened to each and every perspective. Buru was here earlier on. Leo joined us much, much later towards the tail end of this show. For guys who have been watching us on X, tafadhali, tafadhali, please, if you like what we have been discussing, please give us a shout and join us in the comment section. Join us on our YouTube page. Give us a like. Uh, Subscribe. So each and every time we have got these issues that we want to talk about, you become part and parcel of building our country called Kenya. Remember, the most important thing is to have a unity, and our country, Kenya, comes first. Let us try and elect the good leaders, as Leo has said, to his Luo community who have been who are used to be given tickets. That thing is no longer there. Make sure that you elect the right people in the right position so that you get development. Right now, it is politics and development. Politics bila development, hakuna Luo Nyanza. So with that, I thank you guys for being part of this show and see you later for yet another edition of Power and Politics in Kenya. Otherwise, good morning and have a nice week ahead. Thank you.